As we move around to the side of the 1300 gallon 2800, again we can notice the tank is centered over the axle, so we're carrying the weight of the product on the chassis of the applicator. The coulter bar's in the front, so we always have positive tongue weight. But our tongue weight doesn't really change as we go from loaded to empty in the tank. The tire option available on the 1300 gallon model is a 420 80R46 to handle the additional capacity of the 1300 gallon applicator. We have two different product control options. You can either get a ground drive double piston pump or a hydraulic drive centrifugal pump. As we see on this applicator, has a capacity of 212 gallons per minute. So we have a lot of capacity in the pump and control system on this applicator. So the hydraulic driven centrifugal pump is located at the back where it's easily accessible. It's close to the outlet of the tank. All of our fill is located at the rear of the 2800, so it's easily accessible to your nurse tanks and your nurse equipment, and located right here at the back corner of the applicator. The other thing that we offer on the 1300 gallon tank is right here next to your fill is a 8-gallon hand wash tank, so you have some clean water so that you can wash your hands and get cleaned up after you fill. Another thing that you're going to be able to see from the rear of the applicator is on the 1300 gallon model, we offer an adjustable axle. Will allow us to hit either 30, 36, 38, or 40-inch rows. Flexibility for a wide variety of different crops. All of our Case IH liquid applicators feature the same 20-inch liquid coulter. This is where all the work is done. It's a very important part of the applicator. You need to get it right. We offer a couple different options in our coulter, as we see here, with a thin knife, and then also with a high pressure straight stream injector. The same coulter can use either the knife or the injector. 20-inch blade, earth metal, so that it has excellent wear characteristics. And you notice it has a little bit of a ripple, because the function of this coulter is we want to open up just a little bit of gap in the soil, either to create a path for this thin knife or a path for that high pressure straight stream of liquid nitrogen to shoot down into the soil profile, get it through the residue, down into the soil where it's captured. Now there's some unique features with the Case IH liquid injection coulter. And like I said earlier, it's an important part of the machine because this is where the work's done, and you need to get it right. And we do some things that are unique. One thing, whether you're using a knife or an injector, you want to make sure that your ground engaging or your delivery mechanism is hitting that slot and getting that fertilizer exactly where it needs to be. So to do that, we utilize a 3/4 inch by 3 inch steel assembly that comes back around to the back of the knife and provide a large mounting surface that will accept either the knife or the injector. So as we look at this with the knife, there's some things you got to do right when you're using a knife. With the thin knife, you can see it's tucked right in here behind the coulter. You'll also notice that it doesn't extend down below the coulter. So the knife isn't engaging the soil, it's purely following in the path that's created by the coulter and opened up that slot with the ripples that we see. Now when you're using a coulter in this application, it's very important the knife stay as close to that coulter as you can. You can see we got it moved right up here. It has the same radius of curvature as our coulter blade. Because if you don't have that, you're very likely to start hairpinning residue in between your coulter blade and your knife, or if you move that knife farther back, you're going to start hairpinning residue around the knife, and you're going to have plugging problems, or you're going to be moving too much soil and causing a lot of problems. So on our mounting surface, we're using 2 bolts. You can see we have slotted holes in this knife so that we can adjust this knife and get it tucked right up here, right up against the back of our blade. And then we do one more thing. We have a boss that's made in to our mounting surface, and we install a set screw on here so that once we get our knife in position where we want it, we can put that set screw right up against the back of that knife, lock it in, and make sure that that knife isn't going to move on us once we get to running in the field. Now when we look at an injection tube, it doesn't engage the ground, so it doesn't really have a lot of pressure on it, but it's very important that if you're going to have that injection tube there, you want a solid mounting surface, something substantial and stable in field operation, so that that straight stream of liquid is going to hit that slot, get in the residue, get in the soil, and be captured in the ground. Because if that injector is missing that slot and you're just off from one side to the other, you're really missing the whole purpose of what you're out here trying to do. So consider our liquid coulters. We have a lot of features, well made, agronomically correct to deliver that fertilizer to the soil so it's available to the plant and can be utilized. So that's our review of the Case IH Nutri-Placer 2800 applicators. So whether it's an 850, 1000, or 1300 gallon model that best fits your operation, Case IH provides a commercial quality applicator with productivity and agronomically correct features built in and backed up by our Case IH distributors and dealers that know this product. It allows you to get better nutrient efficiency, take advantage of timed nitrogen application to make you more productive and to help your bottom line.